Welcome to the COMC High School Football Coaches Show presented by the great folks at Central Ozarks Medical Center, where your health is their mission, and brought to you by Polylift Boat Lifts, our veterinary, Sir Dyke Yamaha, the Missouri Coalition for Roadway Safety, Buckle Up, Phones Down, and Lake Ozark Real Estate, Jonathan Hartenstein, owner, broker. And we're here, home of the Camdenton Lakers, on the practice field with head coach Par Pitts, week number 3 on the way, Coach. And you've got an interesting foe this week in Waynesville. I think Waynesville is like one of the longest, deepest rivalries of the Camdenton Lakers. I mean, even further back than Lebanon.
For sure, yeah. When I was in school, that was probably number one on the list of our rivals. It was always a physical, tough game when we played them, and we were probably two of the bigger teams on our schedule, and it was always a challenge, and it was definitely a rivalry. It still is to me, and I think it is to our kids and their kids as well.
Yeah, absolutely, and you can always expect a good, hard-hitting, physical battle and stuff like that. And to make it even more interesting, you were just telling me that one of the coaches of Waynesville is a guy you used to coach with a while back.
Yeah, Coach Barkley and I were together in Odessa when I was the head coach there, and he's an outstanding coach. Went on to be a successful head coach in Lexington, and now he's at Waynesville and doing a great job with those guys. The one thing you know about his teams, they're going to be able to run the football against anybody, and that's true again this year.
Now, does he give you the credit you deserve for helping him become the head coach that he is today?
No, he's a self-made guy. I just had the opportunity to learn from him when we were together. He was a successful player in high school and college and won multiple state championships as a player, and just an outstanding coach and a great guy.
What is it about Waynesville that makes them tough in football? I mean, you would think Rolla, they're a bigger school, and the Springfield schools, but Waynesville, they've got that scrappiness. What is it that brings out the scrappy there?
Well, I think it's sort of, I don't know, you wouldn't say blue collar, but a sort of a place where people have to earn everything that they get. You know, a little bit like here, where people are going to go and put things on the line and go. And sort of that maybe translates to football of being a place that people are willing to work for success.
Yep.
I know that and that's not just here, but that's a lot of places. I think Waynesville is one of those examples of players that'll just play as hard as they can and do what's right for their program.
Yeah, absolutely. We've kind of talked about it before. You won a state championship as a Camdenton Laker player back in the 1980s. What does it take for a team to get that far? Because you also, as a head coach, have taken a team to a state championship game. What does it take to get a team that far?
Well, it's having a group of guys that are going to put a cause bigger than themselves first, and they're going to be willing to prepare for whatever's going to be in the front. Like if it's a game plan, if it's adversity, if it's weather, if it's another team that maybe has more ability or talent than them, but understanding that together in that synergistic way that you're going to be better than the team that you're playing regardless. And it's really selflessness is one of the things. You have to have some ability, and you have to have that selflessness, and you have to have a little luck along the way. I mean, you can look at every state champion season, and they're going to get a bounce here or there, but I chalk that up to preparation is going to help those lucky bounces go your way.
Yeah.
So that's it takes a lot. It takes a special group. It isn't one player. It isn't 10 players. It's a whole team.
And it's not one thing. It's a whole mix of things.
Exactly.
Yeah, wow.
Exactly.
All right. So big game against Waynesville coming up this Friday night. You can see that game right here on Lake TV. So we'll have more with Coach Pitts coming up here on the COMC High School Football Coaches Show right after this. At COMC, your health is our mission. Central Ozarks Medical Center offers pediatrics at 2 Lake locations and 3 OBGYNs at the Osage Beach Clinic, offering same-day appointments. At COMC, our doors are open to everyone, whether you live at the lake or just here visiting. COMC for the best medical, dental, and behavioral health care. Get more info on how COMC can help you at centralozarks.org. COMC, where your health is our mission.
Being a successful Laker athlete takes hard work, discipline, and teamwork, much like our work here at Poly Lift Boat Lifts. If you envision your team being the best, you will be the best. The effort you put into building your team and working together as one unit always pays off. And remember, Lakers, who's got it better than us? Congratulations to all the Laker athletes from all of us at Poly Lift Boat Lifts.
We don't just build boat lifts, we build Poly Lifts.
Welcome back to the COMC High School Football Coaches Show, talking with Coach Bar Pitts, Camdenton Lakers. They get ready for Waynesville Friday night right here on Lake TV. Pregame at 6:30, kickoff at 7 o'clock. So you, after winning a state championship with the Lakers back in the 80s, you went on, you were a head coach, you took a team to the state championship. You came back about 10 years ago, right?
Right.
So you've been here for quite a while, for a decade. What makes this senior class of football players so special?
You know, they're willing to work. They're willing to be consistent in their approach, even if it's not on the varsity football field. You know, many of them last Friday was their first start, or our first Friday was their first start. So guys are willing to continue to prepare and get themselves ready to play. They're talented. They're selfless. They're like the things that impress me the most are on sideline when somebody scores or somebody does something great. They'll be the first ones to celebrate and be a part of that. And I think that's important because we bring each other up.
You mentioned a couple of minutes ago, Waynesville really likes to run the ball, or the coach likes to run the ball. So I'm guessing that's going to be a part of the key Friday night to winning, is being able to shut down the running game.
For sure, yeah. They're sort of an old single wing, you know, dating back to sort of the origins of football, modernized in a lot of ways to get a, you know, as a shotgun. I don't know what you run and shoot, part of it, but their primary objective is to run the ball and to attack in a lot of different ways with misdirection, with pullers, and trying to get more people to the point of attack than you can get there from the defensive standpoint. And then once they do that, then the play action typically is open if they can get to it, because you've got to commit, you know, 9, 10, 11 guys to the run game.
And hopefully that won't be the case on Friday night. So as a head coach, I mean, you've been a head coach, you've been an assistant coach. How much do you rely on your assistant coaches? How important are they to your success?
Oh, everything. I mean, the players and the coaches are the ones that are implementing everything. I'm just sort of there to guide and to hopefully set the standards for our team. And then those guys just work their tails off to get us in the position to be successful on the field. But my assistant coaches are the best that you could ever hope for in terms of the way they're gonna approach work and speak greatness into our kids.
Has it been hard for you to make the transition from being an assistant last year to being the head coach this year, and not maybe jumping in there and, you know, and coaching them up and yelling at them and all that stuff?
Sometimes I have to catch myself because of, you know, I'll start coaching someone else's position because maybe I coached it in the past or whatever. That's a challenge. You know, on Friday nights, it's a little bit challenging. I'm not calling any of the plays, which is different. As me being a head coach before, I was able to call one side or the other. And so that's a little bit of a change. But, you know, when I took the job, I wanted to coach the coaches and then do everything I can to help our players be in a position to win. And so that's kind of what I'm doing now. I'm staying true to that.
Absolutely. And I guess it's kind of like you said, sometimes I have to catch myself and kind of pull myself back. It's good, though, that you've done this before and you kind of know how to do it. And you were good at it before, too, going to a state championship game.
Yeah, you know, the experience has helped me a ton. When I first started, probably if I could go back, I would tell the administrators that hired me, like, why in the world? Because I was very green, but I wanted, really what I wanted to do was bring Camdenton to wherever I was in terms of the way I was treated, the experience I had as a player. And so that's what I've built everything on, because when I first started, I was not any kind of a genius in X's and O's or anything like that, but effort and relationships are what carry you through, even if you don't know a lot about what you're doing.
Amen. All right, so it's game 3 this week for the Lakers at home against Waynesville. Coming up next, we will head across town, talk with Coach Shannon Jolly, find out about the Osage Indians as they get ready for Blair Oaks on your COMC High School Football Coaches Show.
Here
comes week 3 of the high school football season on Lake TV. Friday night, William Holtz and Mike Bissell bring you an Ozark Conference showdown between longtime and bitter rivals Camdenton and Waynesville. It's a new era under new Lakers head coach and former Lakers state champion Par Pitts. It all starts with a COMC pregame show at 6:30. Kickoff set for 7. High school football Friday night from Bob Shore Stadium, Camdenton and Waynesville on Lake TV.
You're up to 60% more likely to survive a crash if you're wearing a seatbelt. What else do you wish you had 60% more of? 60% more ice cream? 60% more weekend?
Happy Monday.
It's Tuesday, Doug.
60% more is better. And while seatbelts can't help you get more frozen deliciousness, they can help you survive a crash, which is kind of a bigger deal. Simple actions save lives.
Your furry friends are more than pets, they're family, and at our veterinary, we understand that. With multiple locations, we can service your pets when and where you need it. Our team of professionals offer routine wellness, orthopedic care from broken bones to joint repair, and even emergency services. We are ready to welcome your pet to our family with medical or preventative care. Our veterinary, with 6 convenient locations, the team providing exceptional care for your pet when and where you need it.
And welcome back to the COMC High School Football Coaches Show. You can see we are here at Osage, home of the Indians, and it's Coach Shannon Jolly with us, getting ready for week 3 of the football season. It is a tough one this week against the defending state champions from Blair Oaks. Boy, I tell you what, I think they've won 3 state championships in 5 years. They've kind of got it rolling. We'll talk more about Blair Oaks coming up here in just a couple of minutes. So, Coach, you're in year 3 here at Osage since coming back. You guys have made some really big strides since you've come back. Are you happy with the progress of the program?
Yeah, I mean, it's last year when you look back, it happened a little differently than some of the other projects that I've been involved in. And what I mean is, you know, to wrap off 7 wins last year was a lot of fun and it was exciting and kind of showed, I mean, to the character of those kids last year. But it puts us in a little compromising situation. You know, you lose 17 seniors and then you come in and you rebuild. So it's a little bit of, there's some ups and downs. And what I mean by that is that's normally not the way that it works out.
Right.
Year 3, you kind of climb a little bit off of year 2. But this situation has created us a platform to really look forward to the next couple of years because we got a lot of young players playing right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Last year surprised everybody. The 7-game winning streak, going to a district championship, that's like getting there quick. And that's great, but it also adds a little bit of pressure because people expect that to keep happening.
Well, and maybe not even pressure, but just the reality of you lost 17 seniors and all of those were contributors. So when we look back now, I think last week we had one time 8 guys that were on the field offensively or defensively that had never played an offensive snap. I know week 1 for sure. So we've got some younger kids that are grinding right now. But again, I mean, people use the phrases young team, up and coming. You know, it is what it is. We have to win now, and that's the way our mindset is. But it has been a unique challenge in year 3 to kind of regroup and really just to convince our kids that, hey, you need to, you know, last year was last year and this is this year and this is your team and we need to do everything we can to win now.
Absolutely. There's an ownership they have to take there. My math isn't that great. I was trying to add up how many years you've been coaching. It's like 27, 28 years as a coach now. Does it seem like it's gone by fast, or has it dragged on over the years, 27, 28 years?
You know, I think about it sometimes. It's just not like that with me. I mean, I still love doing it, and it's the same. I don't feel like I'm burnt out. I don't feel like I'm tired. I love what I do. My family still loves being around the game. So, you know, and to look at it, it's probably been closer to 32 years. When I graduated from high school, I started coaching middle school football, and then basketball and track. So, you know, it's been a long time, but I look at it as the opportunity. I've gained some unbelievable relationships, and the knowledge you gain year to year, it's always new. There's something you learn. We learned stuff last week that I hadn't learned in the previous 30 years. So I just look at it as long as God wants me to keep doing this, I'm going to keep hammering away at it the only way that I know how. And then I think it'll take care of itself.
Well, that was going to be one of my questions. Is it still as much fun now as it was way back when you started?
Yeah, it is. And I don't think things have changed as much. The things that have changed are the administrative things. The football hasn't changed. I'm not even so sure the parents have changed that much. And I know the kids haven't changed. They all still want the same things. And it's exciting to watch them still. They still love playing high school football. But the administrative things that go around football and making sure there's just a lot more to do to make sure that your team is operating, at the standard that you want, and a lot more things available to you now, which can be help with, improvements, or it can be distractions. So it's just sorting it all out. But no, I still love it. I love it as much today as I did 30 years ago.
Yeah, you got to have that if you're going to win games, that's for sure. Coach Shannon Jolly will have more with Coach as we get ready for Blair Oaks this Friday night. The Osage Indians home to the defending state champions, right here on the COMC High School Football Coaches Show.
Hi, I'm Greg Surdike from Surdike Yamaha in Osage Beach. For over 50 years, Surdike Yamaha has produced an after the sales service, during the sales service. You ride on our reputation, and we need a lot of good employees to come help make that dream happen. So what we're looking for sales, we're looking for parts, we're looking for service. We're in Osage Beach. You can contact us at SurdikeYamaha.com, get on our website, do an application. Again, we're at Surdike Yamaha. We've been doing it for 50 years, and we're going to keep on going. We want some good employees like you to come be part of the team.
As you dream of your lake life, I invite you to dream bigger. Topsider Condos, the coolest place to live at the lake.
So what do you think? Your dream of living in luxury at Lake of the Ozarks could be but one phone call away. I wouldn't wait. Topsider.
And welcome back to the COMC High School Football Coaches Show. We're here at the School of the Osage, home of the Indians, getting ready for week number 3. It's head coach Shannon Jolly. Big challenge Friday night against the defending state champions from Blair Oaks. We mentioned it earlier. They've won 3 state championships in 5 years. How do you build a program like that that's that good?
Well, first of all, I think you have to identify the things that they do.
Yeah.
My time in Jeff City, I actually coached with Coach LePage at Jeff City, and I mean, he's as good as it gets, and he does a lot of good things. And then you marry a coach like Coach LePage, and then you put good staff members with him, and then you put him in a community that thrives on winning championships and have a winning culture. It's just, it's the perfect storm. So I have a ton of respect. I look at it a little differently when people talk about Blair Oaks. I think there's an envy, that goes along in there. But my idea is them just setting the standard. And I got a lot of respect for every component. I've got friends from Wardsville, and I work for Ben Meldrum, who was the superintendent now, and he was my principal at Capital City. So I know what those people in that community expect and stuff, and it's a lot of fun to watch. Our job is to take what we do, make it our own, and try to emulate some of the things that they do. So, and I'm proud of the way we've grown over the last 3 years. We just have got to continue to raise the bar.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you play Blair Oaks, you almost have to. So switching gears a little bit, you've told me in the past that you're a big Raiders fan, right? An Oakland Raiders fan. So does that mean like you were a big fan of Coach John Madden? Did you have a love for Madden, or where did the Raiders
I kind of came in when like Tom Flores was a coach, and
okay.
Marcus Allen and Jim Plunkett and those guys. But I think everybody jokes with me about me being an NFL fan. I grew up in the middle of nowhere in a town of 700 people, and the Raiders were playing, and I just started watching football. My family wasn't big football fans, but I just liked their confidence and kind of the way they played and the air they had about them. But there's a lot of things about the Oakland Raiders that I don't like, with the turnovers and the undisciplined things. So to set the record straight, I kind of fell in love with them as a young kid. But also, the old phrase of like "just win, baby" was Al Davis's motto. And to me, it's like you take kids and you try to figure out what their skill set is and try to just win.
Yeah.
And so I love that growing up, but I'm not as big a fan as I used to be. It's kind of a frustrating organization to follow. But I still like to watch.
It's been a while since they've won a playoff game, but it's been a while since the Cowboys have won a playoff game, or many of those great teams from the past. So sometimes things have changed. Real quickly, as we run short on time, who's your favorite NFL coach of all time?
Oh my gosh. I think Tom Landry's up there.
Yeah.
Watching him and just because of who he was And Don Shula, I've read a lot about Don Shula, and cool part about Coach Shula was he was as smart as he was, off the field, on the field, and I've just read some amazing things about him. So those guys are hard not to like, and it's not necessarily their personality, but their body of work.
Absolutely. Well, that is your COMC High School Football Coaches Show for this week, presented by the great folks at Central Ozarks Medical Center and brought to you by Sir Dyke Yamaha, our veterinary, Polylift Boat Lifts, the Missouri Coalition for Roadway Safety, Buckle Up, Phones Down, and Lake Ozark Real Estate, Jonathan Hartenstein, Broker Associates. At COMC, your health is our mission. Central Ozarks Medical Center offers pediatrics at 2 lake locations and 3 OBGYNs at the Osage Beach Clinic, offering same-day appointments. At COMC, our doors are open to everyone, whether you live at the lake or just here visiting. COMC for the best medical, dental, and behavioral health care. Get more info on how COMC can help you at centralozarks.org. COMC, where your health is our mission.